It says custom live streaming service.
I
Uh,
don't.
the content of this meeting is being sent to a third party.
Yes, I see that.
Let's see, because it might just be me. Oh, we're on.
Oh,
Oh
we
my
are.
God. Oh my God. We're flaming neck. We're here.
Oh, we are. I can see us.
Can you see us?
Yeah, well, there. Have a
Oh, I
look.
can see us. I can see us.
Oh my God. Okay.
Next, we're here.
That is impressive, even if I must say so myself.
We are live on Facebook.
Oh yeah, and I can hear our voices and I can see Sam Milburn there.
Oh,
Um,
some people coming in. Let's see.
gorgeous Sam
So I'll
Milburn.
keep an eye on some comments.
Oh, thanks, love. Um, can you please give me some likes and some loves, please? And just oh, thanks, Sam. Just give us some likes and some loves. Even angry faces, we don't mind. Um,
Good.
can I just say that I've had a lot of moments this week and stuff with things just working out. So,
Oh,
okay. So, hello, everybody. Hope you're well. I'm hoping that you are enjoying the summit. Can I just say, if you see that the format for the summit has changed since yesterday, there is a reason. Um, and all you need to do is click the first link in the email and you'll be able to access all your speakers, okay? So um I'll touch base with you about the speakers, but I mentioned it yesterday. You have got who have you got today? You have got Ije, who's here with us today, which is amazing.
Hello.
You've also got Dr. Rosie Khan, who's talking about the perimenopause, incredible. You've got Lisa Hudson, who's talking about strategy, finance, intuition. You've got Lindsay McClone, powerhouse. Can't wait for you to listen to that. And I'm trying to remember who the last person is. Yeah, you got Sam Milburn. Sam Milburn. I believe that Sam has jinxed everything that I'm doing because everybody else's video was okay to go except hers. So I messaged her this morning at about 1 o'clock and I went, everybody, like there's 28 speakers here. I said, yeah, and yours is the only one that's not working. And she reckons that she's a jinx on tech. So thanks, Sam. Right. The panel meet for the very first time. I don't even know if we're going to call it the panel, but I want to introduce you to some incredible human beings. This has been a dream for a very long time, and I just didn't know who I wanted to do it with. And gradually, in the last half of this last year, I've started to really meet some incredible human beings where I'm just like, I just feel that these are the people that I want to do this with. I want to share this journey with. And I didn't even know if they were going to say yes. So I want to introduce you to my accountability partner. Hello, Rochelle Gilburn. I speak to Rochelle probably more than I speak to anybody else. So,
What the hell?
She rings me more often than my mum.
yeah. Well, I am. Is anybody else a phone person? I'm a phone
No,
person.
I'm not.
No, you're
Don't
not.
need
And
to know
stuff.
this. I'm not.
No. What about you, Liz? What do
I'm a
you
text on a yeah, I can cope with text, but I freak out. Do freak out
really?
if I get a phone call. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I've got
that's me too. I don't answer very often. I answer to Victoria and my mum, and that's about it.
yeah, I've got certain people. Yes.
As this relationship grows, Liz, and stuff, we're gonna have to sort that
Yes.
out and stuff. 'Cause I am a, like,
Yes.
I'd rather just get it out and said rather than not. What about you, EJ?
Voice notes.
Ah,
Okay.
Chineke
A
Lord.
quick 30 seconds, 1 minute voice note. I can do
Ah,
text. I can do text. And when I say text, I mean Facebook Messenger, maybe WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And then it's a quick hire, just saying this, but yeah, bye. You don't need to reply anytime soon, but bye.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
that has to change. Yeah, so I'm a picker upper. Anyway, so Rochelle Gilburn is my accountability partner. She is also a property expert, LinkedIn expert, has done incredible things, especially in the last year. Phenomenal human being,
No.
phenomenal human being overall. Love her to bits. Next, I want to introduce you to EJ McDougall, who is a magistrate, speaker, HR professional, but most importantly, just, I love this woman. I met her about 2 years ago
Yeah.
and Yeah, she's going to be my sister-in-law, cousin-in-law. Her boyfriend still is looking to find for the brother that he doesn't have to marry me. But I'll settle for a cousin. But she's incredible at what she does, and I'm so pleased to have you here. And last but not least, Liz Bateson, who I only met last year for the first time. Never heard of her. And when somebody said, "Oh, do you know who Liz Bateson is?" I went, "No," and they went, "What? You don't? She's a powerhouse." I was like, "Okay." And somehow our lives passed, and then we had a hug back
We
in
did.
July, and yeah, and forever since I've been in her world. She is a network guru, a business guru. She's she's cracked. She's a great writer.
Oh,
I think all of you are actually. All of you are really good writers. No, not I think. I know all of you are really good writers. But
oh.
Liz gets me up in the morning with the most hilarious posts that just literally have me howling. So thank you so much for being here. Now,
Thank you.
hello. Yes, thanks. So please give us some comments. I can see some of you on there. Now, we said we would sort of like do 30 minutes on here and just kickstart this and also see how we vibe as well, right? We want to talk about intuition.
Mm.
And we wanted to talk about the importance of it and how when things go wrong, when you don't use your intuition, how it can impact your life. Who wants to go first? I'm gonna go with Liz. Liz, talk to
Mm.
us about intuition. What are your thoughts on that?
I just I get cross with myself when I think about all the times I swallowed a feeling and I pushed it away, and all the red flags were in my face. But we talked a little bit about this before, Vic, but
Yeah.
it's the way your body responds. Your body has so much knowledge. It has the I truly believe when we feel something and when physiologically in our body, it's actually the soul talking through the body. So the amount of times I have screwed up and made bad decisions, created bad partnerships, business, personal, romantic, and I knew it because my body said so. They said, "Oh, when you take your hand of the first, when you hold hands with that person for the first time, and it gives you a bit of a creepy little feeling, the ick."
Yeah.
Or when someone texts you and they make your stomach go over first thing in the morning, and you go, "I'm supposed to enjoy working with this person," and they give me the ick. So the ick is the real thing, and you
Yeah.
can't ignore it.
Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
also works the opposite way as well, where I remember when I met my husband and knowing that even though he was quite significantly older than me, knowing that I needed to be with him, he was the person for me, he was the person that I needed to have my children with. And it was such a strong knowing inside of me, even though I'd got lots of voices on the outside telling me that this was not the right thing and what was I doing and questioning my decisions. I just knew it was the path that I had to go along. And I suppose it was the same with getting into property, and it's led everything that I've done, every decision that I've made, whether it be a good one or a bad one, has led me to being here today.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, EJ?
Well, I grew up being told, don't go according to how you feel, go according to what you know. And because they say, oh, your emotions can be all over the place. And they say that to us women a lot,
Yeah.
your emotions can be all over the place. So don't go with your emotions, go with what you know up here. And
Yeah.
that actually logically makes sense. But what I've learned is no, the way I feel is important. I feel that
Mm.
way for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think the problem we've had with intuition is because we've gone so much with logic and we've gone
Yeah.
so much with what we know up here, we haven't learned to trust our feelings. We haven't learned to trust our gut. So we need to, every human being, I believe, needs to build yourself. You will make mistakes, obviously, but you need to
Mm.
build yourself up, get to know yourself. You need to build yourself up so that you can start to trust how you feel, so that even when you make a mistake, you don't completely write yourself off and, oh, I cannot trust myself. We need to start building that up. Logic is good and has its place, but the way you feel is important. It's you
Mm.
feel it, for you haven't manufactured it. Your
No.
body's telling you something. So the more we listen to it, the more we understand what it is our bodies are saying.
See, I believe that we have been given a number of senses and antenna for a reason, you know. And I say, if you ever look at someone and go, that's you're right. If you've got an idea, you go, you're right. So and it's that whole thing where they always say the answer is in the question. So if you go to someone and go, well, do you think there are, yeah, that's the answer and stuff. It's like, oh, stop waiting for somebody else to affirm. The number of times, and I always do this because I used to be such a people pleaser, and there are still elements of me that still want to please. So I have had people move towards me on certain things, and I just don't want to say no because I'm like, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Now, I also think it's because I believe that I am so powerful that no matter what damage is done, I can recover from it. And so far, I can. However, what I've realized, it's not about the power that I have, it's also about the time that I waste. So
Yeah.
there's been people that have moved towards me, and I've gone, and I've gone, all right, then just give them a chance. Be nice, Victoria, I say, be nice. So, you know, I always say to myself, be nice, you know, it's all about giving and stuff. So I give and I'm there and stuff. And then I go, and then in the end, I walk away and I think, oh, but I'm like, but it's either that or having somebody in my life forever. And I can't do
Yeah.
that. So I get rid. Um,
Yeah.
what's the name? Oh God, I've forgotten your name now. What's your name again? I call you every day and I don't know what your name is. Rochelle.
Rochelle, that would be Rochelle.
Like, who is she talking about?
This is perimenopause, guys. I'm sorry. I should have, but with Rochelle, I was doing so well. So I remember when I first saw Rochelle, we were actually in a round table with Denise Duffel Thomas. I remember looking at her and I knew we were going to be friends. I knew
Yeah.
it, like literally.
She didn't give me any other choice, basically.
But we said hello, but we never said anything else. And then she joined the mastermind that I was in. And I was like, well, that's one step to manifesting her. And then I was like, I want an accountability partner. And I wasn't sure how to approach her. And then somebody else called me. I don't think even you know this. Tia called me and said, oh, we've got somebody who hasn't got an accountability partner. Do you want to be an accountability partner with her? And she went to Rochelle. I said, not a problem. She goes, I'll give her a call. I went, no, I'll call her. And that's how it happened. I was like, no, this has to come from me because I'd been manifesting it for ages. And I was like, I knew I wanted her in my life. So, you know, intuition is great. Next topic. We talked about intuition and the respect it deserves. And EJ mentioned this around the fact that we're being told to follow our feel and our logic more than our intuition. I think you should do both. What do you think, Liz?
That's a really good thing because I've had this battle all my life because I am I'm a scientist first, and I'm always looking for evidence, always on that side because I'm a trained mathematician. Mathematics doesn't give you room for feelings and emotions. So I work in numbers, I think in numbers, I'm obsessed with numbers. So for me, opening up, and I do see it not in a gender way, but in an energetic way, in a masculine and feminine way, and logic and intuition. I do see intuition as being more of a feminine thing where you're actually open to receive.
Yeah.
And what I think personally is that the entire world has an abundance of masculine energy, particularly in business, and we still see it with our leaders. It's changing, and it's not, as I said, it's nobody's fault in particular. I just think things come in cycles, and I think now we're coming to a space where people are going to start to respect and trust those feminine qualities. And this is not a gender thing. A man can have a very strong intuition and a very strong feminine energy of receptivity. So I think it's had a lot of disrespect in the past with the patriarchy being in control, but I think things are changing and people are now aware of things like the observer effect in quantum physics. You know, we know our consciousness affects reality, and suddenly reality is a little bit more malleable, and logic doesn't always work, and then we're going to have to use things that are outside of our perceived reality, and as the evidence builds for that, people will respect these things more. I really believe it's going that way.
Brilliant. EJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with the masculine and feminine thing. It's a concept that I am learning, and it has really I cannot say the word. You know what I'm trying to say. My life.
Revolutionized.
Yeah, that one.
I can remember
But
that.
I totally agree with that. For me to understand it though, in simple terms, the way I've explained it to myself is that I use logic to process my intuition. So if I have a gut feeling, then logic then helps me to, why am I feeling like this? You know, the why, the how, when, who, where, all those questions are very logical, valid questions. So 100% do not throw away your logic, because you will end up in trouble.
Yeah.
Logic is the mechanism to process your intuition. But sometimes the reason I feel like when intuition is ignored or disregarded, then you're following logic, and it's not, you're missing the mark a lot, you know, because it's not coming from your soul, it's not coming from something that you feel strongly about. So yes, have your intuition, have your gut feeling, you know, don't dismiss it, but use logic to process it.
Yeah.
That makes you a credible human being. You're able to balance, like we've just heard, masculine and feminine. That's a brilliant concept. And if people have not heard or do not know about the masculine energy and feminine energy, it will change your life, because it's not a gender thing. It will genuinely change my relationships. Victoria is talking about my partner, who, by the way, like you, Rochelle, I'm with somebody who's 16 years older than I am, and it just feels right. Yeah. It's changed. The concept of these energies has changed my approach to relationships. It's changed my approach to work. It's changed my approach to being a strong woman, and completely abandoning the fact that I'm feminine and I need to, receive and be softer and all those things. So anyway, I'll shut up now. But yeah, logic, use your logic to process your intuition.
Can I just say that every time, so EJ goes over to her boyfriend, or they see each other at weekends, and I always laugh. I always laugh when she posts something about either cooking or doing something for her, because I know as an African woman it's very difficult, as a woman in general, because you're do. So to have a man do that for you and stuff is just incredible. So congratulations on leaning into your feminine energy. Rochelle, what do you think?
So my emotional side and my logical side are constantly feels like a conflict all the time. Like in fact, what you've just been talking about then. So Chris is very much like, he's very helpful around the house. He's really good with the kids. He gets up in the morning and he's cooking, and I get really annoyed because I feel like he's taking over, and I feel like I'm a bad partner and I'm a bad mom, and he's like just good at everything, and then he goes out to work and I'm failing, and that's the emotional side of me. I also get angry, like say if he does something in a dream and I know it's a dream, but I'm still feeling the anger towards you. But I'm also a very logical person, so I go, don't be ridiculous, Rochelle. It was a dream, or don't be ridiculous. It's been really helpful. Like, you want him to do this stuff, so I'm constantly fighting against it. Usually, my logical side with that kind of thing wins, because I know I'm being ridiculous. But then there's the I am a very logical person, that I'm always looking for evidence. So I think that I get a feeling, and then I'm like, right, how can I prove this feeling? And I'm like a private detective, and I'm searching and I'm looking for evidence, and I'm going to prove that this feeling that I've got is correct or incorrect, usually correct, because I'm often right. Is that inner detective on me? And I do love that, a good sort of mystery to solve. So I think it's trying to get that balance and knowing that you can trust your intuition. But I was going to ask you a question actually, Victoria, about, so when you've had experienced something in the past, for example, if someone's cheated on you in the past or someone's acted in a certain way, how do you stop that feeling of this is going to happen to me again, interfering with your intuition, knowing that like your partner now is like a amazing person, that's not going to happen, but you constantly get that same sort of feeling coming up?
Great question. So first and foremost, as soon as you start thinking that, you're not in your intuition.
Yeah.
You're coming from a place of fear, right? Also, sorry, I'm getting so many messages right now intuitively because I've had so many downloads over the last 24 hours that is crazy. So please bear with me as I answer this question. So there's obviously the fear of not wanting to get hurt, not wanting, not wanting this to happen again. And it is that protective side of you. And at the end of the day, you're human. I think a lot of people think that when you're using your intuition, you become superhuman. It's not about being superhuman. You still need to live, you still need to live life, and you still need to learn. And here's the thing is that it's like sometimes people hurt you so you can learn a lesson. One of the biggest mistakes that we have these days, especially on the online space, I see so many people too scared to be in any form of pain, and they're so quick to rush to resolve it. And in alchemy, we call it resolving the tension, because you resolve the tension and then you don't allow yourself to see. So um, I'm going to be really open here. Rochelle has experienced the last year, especially with me, where my business um, just energetically has really struggled. And it's so funny because Rochelle, there's a point where Rochelle's business started to pick up. And I dropped her a message one day and I was like, I need you to tell me every time you sell something.
Oh.
And she was like, oh, she goes, I didn't know if it would affect you because right now you're not selling. And I was like, please don't. Make sure you tell me so I can celebrate with you. When you place yourself in a position and you forget about you forget about your pain, then you start to get the results that you want. So all of a sudden, you attract. So here's a great thing: you attract what you need to attract, and you let go of what you need to let go. And this doesn't mean that you have to do anything. If you are in the wrong relationship or you're scared that that person's going to hurt you, I promise you this: once you keep on tapping in and being of service, that will fall away if it's not meant to be in your life. So it's not about how to work it out. I always say the how has nothing to do with you. The how has nothing to do with you. If you think about the things that you've wanted in your life, and every time they say God laughs when you're planning, right? So you go, God, so this is what I want. I want this. And I'd love that if I walk down that road, then that's going to happen. Da, 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 da. It's never going to happen that way. You're still going to get your result in the right time, but it's going to happen in the most bizarre way ever and stuff. So stop thinking about the pain and just enjoy the moment. And also, that's another thing as well. I think we get so scared of being hurt that we miss out on the times when we could be having just a really great time. And listen, we've all had relationships that have failed. And I wouldn't even say failed. We've all had relationships that are no longer part of us, and we've still survived.
Yeah. Can I add something to that, Victoria?
Sure.
Can I? In terms of what you're saying, and I don't want to limit it to just relationships or romantic relationships, our career, our business, our children, whatever, every facet of life. I used to be one of those people with the list. When I started sort of branching out into myself this way, rather than being with everybody and doing what everybody does, believing what everybody believes. When I started to be my own person, it was difficult for me to drop the list and the hows. I want it to happen this way. I want a career that does. Rather, this is why at the beginning I said the way I feel is important. So I started to look for relationships, for jobs, what I started to desire was, I want a relationship that makes me feel this way, that way, this way.
Yes.
It may come from a man that I never thought I would fancy in my life, or I want a relationship that makes me feel this way. I want a job or a business that helps me feel this way, that way. So whenever I have those little feelings, and using your example, Rochelle, when you say, how do you stop yourself from being scared that you'll be hurt again? That's a natural response. And by all means, you need to have that to protect yourself. However, like Victoria is saying, if we focus on, when in this relationship, I'm scared that this person will hurt me. But for every little time I feel those things I said I wanted to feel in a relationship, I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm going to really celebrate those small wins. So I like your example of when you said, Rochelle, tell me every time you sell something so that I can celebrate with you, because we need to be in situations as often as possible that help us feel those things we want to feel in life.
Yes.
Because the more you feel it, the more gratitude you have, the more expansive your heart is, and the more you attract those kind of feelings, because you're focusing on I hope, I don't know if I'm making sense, but
You are.
that's a tip that I sort of use going forward. Is the man may not be 6 foot tall, dark, handsome, but is this relationship making me feel safe? Because that's what I desire, a safe relationship. The career may not be the one where I need to wear my powerful skirt suit with my briefcase to all the time, but I've dropped that. What I'm looking for is a career that makes me feel like I'm not working, a career that I enjoy and helps me pay the mortgage. Do I have that? I'll celebrate that. My children, oh, don't get me started on my children, but are they bringing me joy? Are they, like, so that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I say our feelings are important, because if you focus on the times that those feelings do happen and you capitalize on those, then you're attracting more and more of that kind of situation.
Ije, thank you so much. Right, we are at 12:30.
Oh, we really got to finish.
We have to stop. We don't have to stop, do we?
We do. We have to stop. I have a book launch to go to. I have a book launch to go to. I have a book launch to go to. And you know what? So this is just a flavor of what I really want to bring to the table. We may decide to bring in guests to come and join us as well. But as 4 women who are making strides in the world, I believe that we've got a lot to talk about. And if here's for you, the audience, I want you to tap into letting us know what topics you want us to cover next. That would be really useful. And then we'll get together, that's the 4 of us, and we'll decide when we're going to come on live again, or even do a recorded version, whatever that looks like. But for now, I want you to just ponder on some of the conversations that we've had. Also, box to daters, also register for Intuition to Impact, the masterclass, because in there I have got, listen, I'm going to be telling you why you are not creating the results that you want. I've had a massive download in the last 48 hours. I really want to share that with you. And if you're a man, why you're struggling with your intuition, I've also got the answer for that. That just came through today. So I really want to sort of like lean into that. But ladies, a minute each. Final words. Rochelle.
Why did I have to go first? Well, I've loved doing this, and me and Victoria went to see Loose Women in December, and it was always a dream of mine from being quite young to be some sort of like to be a guest and then present on Loose Women, and we're like, why do I need to wait for Loose Women to realize how fabulous I am? We just need to start it. And this feels like Loose Women, but way better, where we can have actual intelligent conversations and get talk about business, talk about life, lots of different topics that people can feel inspired by. And I think we're all similar in that. That's what we want other people to be able to live the best life that they can live, and that's what I'm trying to do through my property business, by helping other people to build property portfolios when they've not got the time to do it themselves, and through the LinkedIn training, helping other people to be able to make more money in their businesses to give them the financial freedom. So if we can, as a group, collectively inspire people to do more with their lives, then that's one step closer to like map it.
Yay. Liz.
Oh, that's so lovely. There's 4 women here that are abundant in generosity of spirit. And I think one of the best things women, men can do is get together and reflect and talk. And this is an amazing opportunity. So I jumped at this. So I am so excited. Please let us know what you want us to talk about, because the knowledge and the honestly believe the guided stuff that comes through from getting people that are generous of spirit, pure of intention, trusting in the process, is second to none information. So use it, leverage it, and I'm very, very excited to be part of this with these gorgeous women. Thank you.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Ije.
Me, I'm just looking forward to growing. I'm looking forward to learning. And I think for the audience, something that all of us, 4 of us, plus everybody who is watching, because online we see perfect lives all the time and there is nothing wrong. I wish my life was perfect. And I like to emphasize the perfect side. But I'm looking forward to just being raw. I'm looking forward to us sharing, the times we make mistakes, the not so great decisions, and being as real as possible. Because yes, life can be wonderful, but I'm looking forward to hearing from the 3 of you and from the audience, whatever guests we're going to have, about, how you grew. Because that's where I'm at the moment. I'm trying to grow. I'm learning as much as I can. It's not easy sometimes. And I think like the downloads that will come from you, Vic, I cannot wait to be part of. Rochelle and Liz, I'm looking forward to just learning from the wealth of experience that both of you have. And I'm looking forward to sharing a bit of my quirky life as well. So I'm really excited about this.
I can feel a wedding coming on and stuff. With you 3 already hooked up and stuff, it's like I think I'm there. I'm excited. Listen, everybody, it has been a pleasure having you on. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Liz said something about, coming in here and not for any other reason than just to play full out. This isn't where we grow our businesses. This isn't where we attract even our ideal client. This is so much more deeper and what have you. And I just want to say thank you if you attended. Thank you if you watched afterwards. We will be on for a bit longer when we do it properly, but this was just a flavor. From me to you, sending you so much love. I will not be on tonight because I'm out, but if I do come on, it'll just be a surprise. Let me know how you are getting on. And remember, there's prizes if you play full out. Sending you so much love. God bless. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Oh.
Let's see. How do I get off? How do I get off?
Bye.
We're still on. Bye.
We're still on. I'll stay with you.
I'll call you because I'm gonna have to get out. I'm gonna have to
All right, then.
get out. I'll
Bye,
call you
bye-bye.
back. Okay, bye.